It looks like a gentle giant, a rounded and sleepy vegetarian, dozing in a warm African river. But this sleepy face belongs to the deadliest large animal on the entire continent. It kills more people every year than lions, than crocodiles, even than elephants. This is the hippopotamus. Here is the first great shock. This animal is not a hunter. It has no interest at all in eating you. The hippo is a pure vegetarian, spending its nights quietly cropping grass. And yet, pound for pound, it may be the most dangerous large creature you will ever meet. The hippo behind only the elephant and the rhinoceros. A big bull can weigh over 3 tons, as much as a small truck, yet carry all of that bulk on 4 short, stubby legs. This is not fat, it is pure muscle. Look at that almost comical shape completely hides its enormous power. Beneath the skin lie thick slabs of dense muscle and a frame built like a battering ram. Its ancient Greek name means river horse, but this is no gentle horse. It is a living tank. Now watch and swing its jaws apart to an astonishing 150 degrees. That is nearly a straight line, a gape wider than almost any other animal on land. This is not a yawn of tiredness. It is a warning. Inside, lower canine teeth are curved ivory tusks that can grow past half a meter in length. They constantly grind against the teeth above, honing themselves into razor-sharp blades. A hippo does not chew its enemies with these. It shears straight through them. That animal. The jaws can slam shut with enough raw force to crush solid bone, splinter a heavy wooden canoe, and snap a fully grown crocodile clean in two. Few creatures anywhere on Earth carry a weapon quite like it. All of territory. A dominant bull claims a stretch of river or lake as his own, and he defends it without mercy. Every other male, every passing boat, every intruder that drifts across his invisible border becomes a target for his fury. Speed, the hippo erupts from the water, jaws wide, and slams into whatever threatens it. Fishermen fear them above all else. Each year, hippos overturn boats and drag people under, which is a large part of why they kill so many. You might think you could simply outrun it on land. You would be wrong. Despite that heavy, rounded body and those stubby little legs, a charging hippo can hit 30 kilometers an hour over short distances. That is faster than any Olympic sprinter. On open ground, you cannot escape it. This is the deadly misunderstanding. People see a slow, sleepy shape wallowing in the shallows and simply assume it is harmless. But in the space between the water and the land, a hippo is pure lightning wrapped in muscle. Underestimating that gap is a mistake that has cost many lives. So why is their skin? A hippo's hide is thin and highly sensitive, and it dries and cracks quickly under the fierce African sun. Water is not a luxury for them. It is survival, keeping that vast body cool and moist. Evolution has shaped its head for exactly this life. Notice how the eyes, the ears, and the nostrils all sit high on top of the skull, in a single line. The hippo can sink its entire body underwater and still see, hear, and breathe, like a living submarine watching the shore. When the sun finally sets, the whole animal transforms. It hauls its enormous body up out of the water and sets off alone into the darkness to feed. Following ancient, well-worn trails, a single hippo may walk up to 10 kilometers in one night, searching for the short grasses it loves. And yet, the hippo consumes only around 40 kilograms of grass each night, a modest meal for a 3-ton body. It plucks the blades with its wide, muscular lips, almost like a living lawnmower, rather than using those enormous, dangerous teeth. Now, on a hot day, a hippo's skin begins to glisten with a thick, oily, reddish fluid. For centuries, travelers swore the animal was sweating blood. The truth is even stranger than the legend they carried home. It is not unique secretion the hippo produces itself, and it does two remarkable jobs at once. The deep red pigment scatters harmful sunlight, acting as a natural sunscreen, while the very same fluid fights bacteria, protecting the animal's many wounds from infection. Here is a fact that surprises almost everyone. The hippo, this master of the river, cannot actually swim. Its body is far too dense to float. Instead, it moves through deep water by walking along the bottom, or pushing off the riverbed to bounce forward in long, graceful, slow-motion leaps. A hippo can nostrils and folding its ears shut as it submerges. Astonishingly, it can even sleep underwater. A built-in reflex nudges the sleeping animal up to the surface for a breath, and then back down, all without it ever truly waking. When two becomes a battlefield, they face each other head-on, jaws yawning wide, showing off those massive tusks in a tense test of nerve. If neither one backs down, they charge, smashing their heads together and slashing with teeth that open terrible wounds. These duels are brutal and they are real. Bulls carry deep scars across their thick hides, the lasting record of old battles. Some fights end in death, but the stakes are worth it, for the victor wins the stretch of river, and with it the right to father the next generation. Amid all, the female is ready to give birth. She leaves the group and finds shelter in the shallows. Her calf is often born underwater, weighing as much as a grown man, and its very first instinct is to paddle up for air. The baby can even suckle underwater, closing its nostrils and ears to nurse beneath the surface. For its first weeks, it never strays far, often resting on its mother's broad back as she floats in the warm, protective shallows. But do not mistake that tenderness for weakness. A hippo mother is one of the most dangerous animals in all of Africa. Come between her and her calf, and she will attack instantly, with everything she has. Many of the continent's deadliest encounters begin with a mother defending her young, sharing as killers, the Nile crocodile. And yet, most of the time, the crocodile keeps a careful, respectful distance. It will happily prey on almost anything, but a healthy adult hippo is simply too big, too powerful, and far too dangerous to risk. When a crocodile ventures too near her calf, the mother's response is instant and explosive. She can seize the reptile in those colossal jaws and crush it, or fling it through the air like a discarded toy. In the rivers of Africa, it is the vegetarian, not the crocodile, that truly rules. For all, they gather in groups called pods, sometimes numbering over 100 individuals, packed together in the shallows. Within the crowd there are rules, a strict order of dominant bulls, females, and young, all sharing the same crowded, muddy stretch of water. And they are surprisingly talkative. Hippos communicate with a chorus of grunts, wheezes, and booming honks that carry across the water. Remarkably, they can make sound both above and below the surface at the same time, sending signals through air and water together to companions near and far along the river. The hippo is more than a resident of the river. It is an architect of the entire landscape. As they trudge the same routes night after night, their heavy bodies carve deep trails and channels into the earth. These pathways guide the flow of water, shaping the wetlands that countless other animals depend on. Even their weight water and release tons of dung into the river. It sounds unpleasant, but this is a gift. The nutrients feed tiny algae and insects, which feed the fish, which feed the birds. The whole food web begins with the hippo. But where there is deadly conflict. As farms and villages spread along the rivers, humans and hippos are pushed into ever closer contact. Hippos raid crops in the night, and people, defending their fields and their boats, stray too close to those jaws. It is enormous, powerful, faster than it looks, and fiercely, unpredictably territorial. It does not hunt us, and it does not hate us. It simply defends its home and its family with overwhelming force, and that alone is enough to make it lethal. And now across Africa, hippo numbers are falling. Their wetlands are drained for farming, their rivers run dry, and they are hunted for their meat and for the hard ivory in their teeth. Slowly, quietly, the river horse is vanishing from many of its old strongholds. So the next time remember what lies beneath. Not a clumsy, comical giant, but a powerful, ancient, and vital ruler of the African rivers. The hippopotamus deserves not our fear, but our respect and a place in the world it helped to build.